Well, welcome to our January 2015 Park City Market Talk webinar. I'm Ron Willerstein, a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties Worldwide in Park City, Utah.
And I'm Doug Olmstead, Sellers Consultant Specialist for the Willerstein team. And we want to thank you for joining today, and Happy New Year to another new year. So
that's right. Well, we've got lots of good topics to cover, starting with the Sundance Film Festival that will be here shortly in Park City.
And we'll be covering the Park City real estate market update. Let's look back in sales and prices in 2014 compared to 2013.
And then we're going to talk some more. We began this topic last month on the largest resort improvement project in the history of American skiing, happening right here in Park City.
And Ron's going to talk about this great ski and snowboard app to track you on the mountain a little bit later. He's actually used it, and it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so those are our topics for today. Let's hop right into it. Sundance, of course, is a big event for Park City. This year it will be held January 22nd through February 1st, and their website is sundance.org/festival, and that would take you to the web page, which is right over my shoulder here. Lots of information from festival program, the schedule, how to get tickets. It's well worth going to. And this is always a fun time for Park City. Lots of celebrities here, lots of films to watch. Very full restaurant, so if you're planning to eat out, make a reservation. But the mountain's pretty open.
It's always empty.
Yeah. So that's coming up, and we'll report more on that next month.
So Park City's real estate market in 2014. 1,359 sales in Park City over the last 12 months. Which is down 2%, or about 28 sales.
And this consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land combined. And this is all real estate brokerages combined. When we break this down a little more carefully into the homes, condos, and lots, we see that homes overall were actually down the number of sales by 11%, from 574 sales in 2013 to 514 in 2014. And that's in part because we've just had limited inventory. If we had more properly priced homes, they would have sold, and those numbers would have been higher. In the condo market, condos were actually up the number of sales, climbing from 604 sales to 638, and lots basically flat, 208 the year before, 207 this year. That's what's been happening in terms of closed sales. Now, Doug's going to share with you a little bit about home sales.
So in Park City proper, in the 2013, the 193 sales, again down just about 6% to 182 sales in 2014. Again, we definitely attribute that to a lack of inventory, not any lack of buyer interest. And out in Snyderville Basin, more sales. 2013 had 382 sales. And in 2014, we also saw that drop about 13% to 332 sales.
Shifting to condominiums, the opposite is true, that in the Park City, the number of sales of condos rose by 5% from 356 to 374 within the city limits, and then in the county area, Snyderville Basin, it rose by 6% from 248 to this past year, 264. And
for lot sales in Park City, from 48 down to 40, down 17%. But there's just not a whole lot of lots available. Again, another inventory issue. Out in the basin, 2013 had 160 sales, and due to the lack of available homes people were building, so we did see lot sales jump about 4% to 167 sales.
Now, we would like to report on this each month also, the average time in the market, because it's sometimes an indicator of changes. Slightly up 3%. In 2013, the average time on the market was 116 days. It's 120. It's only 4 days, but if we see this pattern continuing, sometimes it's an indicator of a little bit of resistance, sometimes price resistance, or people not looking at buying. I wouldn't draw a lot of conclusions from this. Pretty close. Prices. Everyone wants to know what's happening with property prices. In the city limits, with single-family homes, these are the medium sold prices. This past year, it was up 5% to 1,300,000. These are homes in the city limits. That's climbing from the previous year at 1,235,000. In the Snyderville Basin, saw a 10% increase from 703,000 all the way up to 775,000.
And for condominiums in Park City city limits, 2013 had 490,000 on the sold prices, up 8% to 529,000 in 2014. Out in the basin, 2013, 325,000 and up 11% to 361,950. Those graphs aren't, there's not as many condos per se out in the basin as there are in Park City, so that helps you understand the difference in the two charts.
And then when it comes to lots in the city, no change in terms of price, still 550,000. Again, limited number of sales there in general, but a whopping 20% increase in the Snyderville Basin from 275,000 in 2013 to 330,000. So, what you can tell from each of these graphs is while the market may be adjusting a little bit in terms of number of sales based upon availability, prices are going up. And that makes sense because limited supply raises the demand and generally raises the prices. And so that's the current condition of the Park City real estate market. And we'd like to show you this graph here because this is going back to the very height of the market. We're really tracing here number of sales back 10 years. Height of the market was in 2005 with 2,912 sales. Again, this is homes, condominiums, and lots both in the city and the county area of Park City. And then the economy collapsed and the wind went out of the sail, and we had 4 consecutive years, 2006 through 2009, where the number of sales just kept plummeting. And we all remember those days. And then when the recovery started to happen about midway through 2009, and we had 4 consistent, even year after year increases in the number of sales, and that's been very, very healthy. And we just got the figures now as end of 2014 just came and went. 1,359 sales. Yes, it's about 27 less than the previous year to match 2013. But again, fewer properties to sell. I think if we would have had the inventory, we would have climbed above that. And those are the realities to face for both buyers and sellers in terms of choosing when to buy and when to sell based upon market conditions.
The big announcement: Vail Resorts will be investing $50 million into Park City Mountain Resort and the Canyons Resort.
Now, what does $50 million buy at a ski resort? Well, it buys a lot. When you stop to think about it, $50 million is a lot of money. Well, this is a chart that indicates what the new resort will be when they transform it into one resort. Now, I realize this is kind of difficult to see. You can certainly go to either the Park City Mountain Resort or the Canyons Resort website and get a closer look at this. But this is now about 7,300 acres of skiing and riding, and largest resort in the country. It's incredible. Now, $50 million, according to the Vail Resorts, it's going to go into 3 to 4 main categories. One is a new 8-passenger high-speed gondola, the interconnect gondola we like to call it, which we're going to give you some more details on. New restaurants and enhanced restaurants and upgrades and new chairlifts, and we'll share with you a little more about that.
So the interconnect gondola will be an 8-passenger high-speed gondola running from the base of Silverlode Lift at Park City Mountain Resort to the Flatiron Lift at the Canyons. When the conditions allow, the gondola passengers will be able to unload at the top of Pinecone Ridge and ski a ride directly down to Park City Mountain Resort's Thanes Canyon Trail or to the Iron Mountain area at the canyons.
So it's going to open up some brand new terrain and get more options in addition to the 2 resorts as they currently are laid out. There's also upgrades to Park City's 2 lifts, King Kong and Motherlode lifts. King Kong will be upgraded from a 4-person to a 6-person high-speed detachable chair providing increased lift capacity. And Motherlode will switch from being a fixed grip chair, triple chair, to a 4-person high-speed detachable chair, which is nice. I always love those high-speed lifts.
Absolutely.
And again, increasing the lift's capacity.
So they'll be putting in the new Snow Hut and Summer House restaurants and the Red Pine Lodge expansion. If you've been in Red Pine, you know that they desperately need more seating in there. A completely new Snow Hut restaurant replacing the current Snow Hut, be next to the base of the Silverlode lift right there, and the terminal for the interconnect gondola. The new Snow Hut restaurant will include 500 indoor seats and a top-of-the-line kitchen and culinary experience. And then the Summer House will be improved along with the other upgrades. Seating will also be expanded at the restaurant. And Red Pine, like I mentioned, restaurant will be seeing 250 more indoor seats.
So good changes. Everybody needs their breaks from skiing and the food.
Yeah, absolutely.
There also will be increases to the snowmaking and other improvements at the resorts. Snowmaking to 2 trails in the canyon's Iron Mountain area to handle the increased skier traffic for the internet gondola access. So they're certainly obviously planning for that, making some more trails and making sure there's snow on them. And then another $5 million. I like to just throw this money around.
Just $5 million.
Another $5 million goes into various maintenance projects and upgrades at PCMR. So what does $50 million buy at the ski resort? A lot. So let me tell you about this app. I discovered this app a couple years ago. Somebody told me about it, and it's really great. You can record, you can get on the mountain, you can take pictures, you can put in there the weather conditions, and it will actually record your speed, your distance skied per run, per chairlift, and map it out, as you can see over my shoulder. It will tell you how many runs you skied, the slopes, the duration. You can take pictures, as you can see, if you're doing it with your friends, and then you can compare day after day after day, and sometimes people like to set goals or challenge each other, but it's really a slick little app, and it's worth all 99 cents that you would pay for it. So well worth it. Get on the mountain and play with it. I played with some others, and this is my favorite, and I am not being paid for this endorsement. So but check it out. It's kind of cool. Well, if you've got any questions, we've covered a lot here, but any questions about Park City real estate, about what we've covered, or things we didn't cover, send either Doug or myself a quick email, ron@thewellsteinteam.com or doug@thewellsteinteam.com, and we're here to answer any questions you may have. If you want to call from us, include your phone number, let us know the preferred time, but we're here to help in any way that we can. So thanks for participating in this webinar. When's our next one?
Our next Park City Market Talk webinar will be on the 15th day of February at 7 p.m.